Okay, coders out there, let me show you my example. First, start off with the basics of a C++ thing involved in any kind of code. You've got to include IOStream and include string using namespace std. Next, we have int main. That means it's the main part of the code, and down here we have the values for each one of the numbers. Integer HP1, which is your HP, and HP2 is your enemy's. Int attack equals 6, def attack equals 2, so basically you're putting in the non-modifiable features that start out at the very basic of it. Special attack, spec the amount of magic you have. Cout, and these quotes show that it will show exactly what it is. Let the battle begin. Do. Yeah, the all-famous do loop. So do a lot of this while something else, but I'll get to that. This is damage. Damage equals attack 1 minus defense 2. You know, stuff like that. How your damage will be depending on your attack and your opponent's defense. Character, move. Then you choose your move. Attack, defense, power up, special attack. And then you CN, which means you type in your move. And if move, it's gotta be equals because it's the number that you're putting into, and not something that you need, like not absolutely, like a certain, like 1 equals means that you're putting in a value, but equals means something could be different and type in. So if you've got these little quotes right here, which means that if you type in 1, then you attack. If you type in 2, then you increase your defense. If you type in 3, you increase your attack. But 4, this is the one that I worked on recently. Move 4, and you see when you have an and, that means that this has to be true, and this has to be true as well. Then to put it all down, you need a comma right here when you put spec minus attack 1, which is the amount of magic you lose for making the special attack, and then the amount of damage that your opponent does. And this else if shows that else if, so instead of this, if this is true, then this happens. And this down here is some of the basics of, well, I haven't really put in any random number generations for the opponent, so for now all it can do is do a basic attack. And I know this is a little complex, but if your HP is higher than 0, if your HP is less than or equal to 0, then you've lost the battle. You have died, too bad. And if your opponent's HP is less than or equal to 0, hooray, you won the battle, yay. And you do all that while HP is over 0, and while HP2, your opponent's HP, is over 0. So, let me show you how this thing works. Okay, so here it is. Here's the basic of the game. So what you do first is decide what you're going to do. I'm going to choose to do an attack. Oh, now it's blurry. Hold on a second. Let it refocus itself. Come on, focus. Why won't this thing focus? There we go. Your opponent took 4 damage because the opponent's defense was 2 and your attack was 6. And it shows that your opponent's HP is now 21 out of 25. Then your opponent attacks and you take 3 damage, and now you have 22. So let's see, defense power. So now your defense increased by that. But it doesn't become effective until the next turn, unfortunately. But that's really a minor thing. So now let's try the power up. And then your attack is increased by 2. So now your basic attack is now 8. And now you notice that now you only took 2 damage because you increased your defense. Now we attack the opponent again. And now the opponent took 6 damage. And now, look at that, now we're tied. And now what we will do is do the special attack. And that means the opponent then took 6 damage. Opponent's HP is now 9, and magic is now at 10. So let's do the special attack again. Your opponent took 6 damage again, and this time your magic is down to 5. Oh, looks like it's gonna be not a very close match. So now we attack again. Hooray, you won the battle. You survived. That's the basics of how the codes work. Now let me show you what happens when you lose all your magic. So I'm going to put down a special attack. And now there's 10 magic left. You attack your opponent. Again. Now you have 5 magic. Again. Now you have 0 magic. So now, when you attack with that, since you're all out of magic, your magic is too low. The attack failed. And your opponent is still at the same HP it was before. Now, all we have to do is attack again. Now your opponent is only down to 3 HP. Now let's rack up the defense power. Now it's getting a little closer. Power up attack. Okay. Now we have this. And yay, we won again. Yeah. It's a pretty easy game, considering the setup of it. But yeah, this is basically my basic code for an RPG. Yeah, it's all done in C++. Choose it. Yeah. The C out and the quotes. Put down exactly what wants to be said on the code itself. Yeah, and this \n indicates a new line must be made for the text. Well, hopefully you guys understand this as just like I do. Yeah.